You might have heard that live shopping is exploding. And I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop, prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No, you can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's ZENNI.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. How are you? Happy. What is today? It's Wednesday. Okay. We're talking about happiness today and walking in happiness. Do you take walks for happiness? It's a super secret weapon to making you happy, as long as your mind's in the right place, or maybe a gratitude walk, and that kind of gives away what it's supposed to be. For me, lately, it's been inside an infrared sauna, an hour, 4 days a week, just locked in there, basically doing a gratitude walk without moving my feet. We'll talk about that today and why you should be doing it. It is the Daily Boost from motivationtomove.com, the positive boost you need every single day. It is life begins when you move. It's moving. This is nothing new. It's been around forever, ever since mankind has been around, womankind, personkind, whatever kind it is these days. I have no idea. But we understood. You got to get off your butt and do something, right? Michelle Obama stole it from me. She did. She got up one morning and she said, I'm going to listen to Scott's podcast. He talks about moving a lot. And then somebody called her and said, come on TV, Michelle, what's your message for America? You got to move. See? I'm telling you, she stole it from me. But it's gone around forever. We all borrow from each other. That's what happens, and that's what you need to do. And what happens when we move? It gets challenging. It does. And then we just say, okay, fine. We stand up, we take a step, we repeat, we go after it, we make it happen until we get exactly what we want. And that's what I want for you. Now, come real close. My name is Scott Smith. Nice to meet you, by the way. I'm the somewhat unorthodox founder and chief motivating officer and podcaster 5 days a week of the Daily Boost. Now, if you're just arriving these days, you might be thinking, wait a second, here's another guy that's going to teach me about motivation, about productivity, about all the stuff that everybody talks about. And yes, we include that in everything, but you want the really inside secret to what the show is? You want to come into the vision of what the show is and why it's lasted so long and why some people hate me and some people love me and a lot are still trying to figure it out depending on the day and what I'm talking about? You want to know what the secret is? This is not that show. This is not a show that shows up and says, I'm going to teach people how to be happy. I don't even try. That's your job, not mine. No. I made a decision a long time ago. I'm a former radio guy. I was in radio when I first got into the working world. And I made a decision when I started the show. I said, what I want to do is I want to bring a show that is very much like doing maybe a morning radio show, and yet the content's good for you. And you learn from it. John Tesh does that in the middle of the days down the radio these days. I chose podcasting. That's what it is. So don't get all serious about it. It's about having some fun. It's about being a little bit crazy, kind of like Adam Carolla talking about motivation. It's kind of the same thing, right? That's what this is all about. No, it's not Tony or Brendan. They do other stuff. I don't do what they do. I'm much more fun than they are. Anyway, nice to have you here today. Thanks for stopping by. And that's part of the thing. That's part of the thing of being here. So today, I want to talk about happiness.
Plan B is a backup birth control option that's there for you when things don't go according to plan. It specifically works after unprotected sex and before pregnancy occurs by temporarily delaying ovulation. Plan B is available nationwide at all major retailers and through delivery apps like DoorDash. No ID, prescription, or age requirement. It's the #1 OBGYN recommended brand of emergency contraception, and it won't impact your future fertility. That's freedom to be. Use as directed.
Happiness, happiness, happiness. Being happy. And I also want to talk about exercise. And I also talk about taking a walk, getting out of the house, doing stuff. Out of the house, oh my God. I was out of the house the other day taking a walk around the block and walked past two people still wearing a mask. Now, I don't know why they're wearing a mask. It may not have been pandemic oriented. It may be a health issue. That's fine, but it was a little odd these days outside in the bright sunshine. But you should take a walk. And we'll talk about that today. For years, I have built a reputation of being a guy who is, as you might know, has never missed a chance for a good conversation. Some people call it taking a people bath. I don't stay in my office all day. I don't stay to myself all day. I like a lot of time to myself, but I also understood that I need to get out there and just kind of bathe myself in people until they make me feel dirty. And then I want to leave because it does happen, right? But sometimes I take a good old-fashioned, remember the old-fashioned movie? The old movie called Crocodile Dundee. Remember that movie? It was a long time. Was it in the 80s or the 90s? A long, long time ago. I barely remember the movie, but it was kind of weird, knife. This is a knife. He used to do a walkabout. And I one day said, I'm just going to call mine a talkabout. I'm not sure when it began, but since exploring life's possibilities is my core value and what I teach with you every single day, I know why I did it. There is no better way to learn something new than striking up a random conversation with another human. I am always so humbled by the people that I meet. And this is from a guy who never cared for a lot of years. And eventually I was like, man, these are some cool people. You never know the story behind people. If you want to be motivated, if you want to find ways to get what you want, open up that door, that conversation, get inside other people's lives. You have to stay there, but you'll learn. You'll figure out things and your life will look very, very simple compared to a lot of folks you talk to. No matter what's going on in your world right now, no matter how stressed you may be, no matter maybe unstressed. A lot of people are unstressed in my world. It's kind of crazy. I promise you, there are a billion stories out there that you need to pay attention to. And taking a walkabout is a great way to do it. So here are the rules. I call mine a talkabout, by the way. It's good. Yeah, I just do. Here are the rules. If you have a chance today and did I sniff on a podcast? I did. I'm sorry. It's been a little snuffly. It's been pollen season here. Springtime is arriving in Florida, although it's 42 degrees, so maybe not. The rules of your talkabout and your walkabout are, you must be focused on exploring and open to following whatever direction the conversation goes. No judgment, no challenging. You just have to walk in the door, walk in a drugstore, walk into a Walmart, go into a Tractor Supply, go into a Home Depot, go to a park, go someplace and just say, okay, I'm just going to see what comes my way. Now, while you're doing this, as you're bringing this in, think about the goodness in your life and what goodness? What do you mean, Scott? I'm busy. I got stuff to do. Well, you have the time to take a walk, right? A lot of people don't have the time, and some people have the time and haven't decided to take the time to do it. So that's something to make you happy. That's something, by the way, to be grateful about. One of my clients, a friend these days, Chip, he'll listen every single day. He takes a gratitude walk at about 5 o'clock every single morning, and he just thinks about what he's grateful for. Yeah, whichever one you want to do. But the rule is this. You got to be focused on exploring and really open to whatever direction the conversation, your mind goes. No judgment, no challenging. It's hard to challenge, not to challenge. It's hard not to judge. Sometimes you see people you never want to talk to just when you look at them. That's judgment. But if you open up to it, you learn a lot. Number 2, your mouth should be open as little as possible. Yes, I called it a talkabout. But my goal and your goal should be this. It may be me that instigates the conversation, but as quickly as I possibly can, like I mentioned last week, so what do? I'm going to ask a question, something to get them talking. And typically what I've found is that if you just let them talk, they'll say stuff that will blow your mind. I learned that when I used to be on the radio, when it was funny. I would let people talk and they would just become natural entertainers. And I found that if I would just be quiet and let them talk, they would serve up stuff I could never imagine. I got high ratings for it and got a bonus. So your mouth should be open as little as possible. Everything you should say should focus on learning more from the person in front of you. So we're going to find them, be open to everything, explore the possibilities, no judgment, no challenging, and we're just going to kind of soak it in and see what we can learn from the person that we're talking to. And no matter what you hear, remember that you checked your ego, right? You're here to listen and learn. The ego's checked. When you feel you need to make it about you, it's time to move on to the next conversation. So by the way, if you happen to be a leader, may I? Is it okay if I go that way? Because I actually work with, I only have 5 clients. I don't do a lot of one-on-one coaching anymore because it does take time, but I love the folks I work with. Most are, are leaders. Most are business owners. And so we spend a lot of time in this conversation, and they'll be listening to what I talked about today. They'll be pulling the nuance out from between the lines. And now they'll listen about this thing I just mentioned about being a leader. And what I want to say about that is everything I said in this conversation, if you are having trouble leading, do what I said today. Look at every employee, every volunteer, whoever you're working with, look at them. Even if you're a mom and a dad and you got kids, you're a leader. Take what I just said and apply it to that. Listen more. Help them develop. Help them become more. Help them feel special. Help them help. And you're going to be really surprised what happens. It is going to come back to you so quickly, and it's going to multiply as it comes back. You're going to be glad you did it. So it's a simple concept. And I know it's not a checklist, and I know it's not a thing about how to do a thing. I know it's not that. It's really taking you back to basics of who you are, taking the time to take a walk and to think about why you're doing it, and just exploring the world and being open to everything else and learning and soaking it in. And from that perspective, you can decide to do whatever you want to do. It's true. Okay, tomorrow, diagnosing how to help others. This is something everybody wants to help. I can't help you until I know what's going on with you. That's all there is to it. So I'll talk about that a little bit tomorrow. Thursday's the next show, Friday show. How to get yourself to take more action. And then as we get through the weekend, we'll come into Monday. We're going to dial into the morning focus thing again. Everybody wants to hear about how to get the morning, and there's always a new variety, and there's always something new I'm doing. Whatever works. We'll talk about that here in a couple of days. See you tomorrow right here on the Daily Boost.